What's up, e-bikers? 40 amp hours and it folds. This is the new Rattan LM Ultra, and it's next on the channel. Let's go.
I got my ride, it's sleek and mean. Electric power, a rider's dream. Mag wheel spinning, top-notch steel. Folding tight, it's the real deal. 40 amps packed in the core. This battery rides forevermore. 30 miles straight in one mad bash. Speeding past life in a blazing flash. Zoom, zoom, catch my vibe. The Rattan's here, I've arrived. Folding smooth, taking flight. City dreams turn day to night.
All right, e-bikers, here's the new Rattan LM Ultra, 40 amp hour battery, long range. We'll get into all that in a second. You can buy this e-bike today for $13.99 on the Rattan website. I'll put a link in the description. And I think I have a discount code as well, so definitely check that out. Help support the channel. It's no cost to you to click the link if you want to buy one of these. And by the end of this, I think you might want to buy it. So we'll stay tuned to find out. So $13.99 comes in this gray here in the step over format, or red in the step through format. So two colors to choose from, and two frame styles to choose from. It folds as well. We'll get into that. And this is an update to their LM, which I had probably like 3 years ago, I think it was. I actually liked that e-bike a lot, but it was a little too slow. This one's faster. So let's get into the specs, and I'll tell you what it has. All right, let's talk about the motor and the power here. So we're looking at a 1,000 watt rear hub motor back here in that mag wheel casing. It peaks at 800 watts, 1,800 watts, I'm sorry. And that's powered by this 48 volt, 40.5 amp hour battery here on the middle of the pack here of the e-bike. This is a much bigger frame now. They extended that frame from the original LM, because the original one had like a 13 amp hour battery, really small. And now it's got 40. So top speed is 32 miles an hour. We will put that to the test. 120 mile claim range. And this comes with a 4.5 amp fast charger. So should take about, I'd say 9 hours to charge from dead. So a little bit less than 10 hours. That's the power and specs on this new LM Ultra. As far as suspension goes, you have a front shock here. It's pretty basic, no lockout, no preload, and pretty minimal travel there. So it's probably going to bottom out on some of the bigger bumps if you take those. You do have a suspension seat post back here, so that's a nice touch as well. And this seat folds up, actually. I'm going to press the button on the left side here, and boom, it pops up so that you can take the battery out. You can pull the battery out with the seat still on, the seat post still on. If you didn't have that, you have to take the seat post out. So it's kind of a neat feature. When it comes to tires and brakes, CST's 20x4 knobby tires, 180 millimeter rotors on the brakes, and these X-Tech hydraulic brake calipers. It's not full hydraulic brakes. You see the wire here. So they are mechanical up top, but they're hydraulic down here on the calipers. So I actually put these on my original LM back in the day for a little bit better. They're better stopping power than just plain old mechanical brakes, but not quite full hydraulics here. So that's kind of a disappointment. When it comes to lighting, you have a very basic front headlight here. I need to fix that cable wrap there, cable management. And in the back, you've got a rear brake light. It's not too bright. Let me press the brake here and get a look for you. So as you can see, I'm pressing the brake and it lights up. Let's talk about sizing of the e-bike. The e-bike weighs 86 pounds, 64 without the battery, 86 with. Battery weighs about 22 pounds. Payload capacity is 300 overall. And rider heights are 5'3" to 6'4". So you can adjust the stem. The handlebars actually to pop up. Just undo this. And you can raise the handlebars if you need to or not. You can also raise the seat post as well. The bike is 69 inches long, and when it's folded, it's about half that. So I'll show you how it folds as well in a second. When it comes to gearing, we have a cadence sensor e-bike here. Looks like about a 46 tooth chain ring and a very basic Shimano derailleur, 14 to 28 tooth freewheel back there, and 7 speeds up top. As I said, it comes with a rear seat back here. There's actually a backrest too I can add to it. I'm going to take that off and put a basket on, which they sent me. Taking it off is a little bit of a challenge because all the screws are underneath here, and they're actually actual screws. So it could be I remember taking the first one off. It was pretty hard back then. So wish me luck. Right, here's look at your cockpit here. Pretty basic straight bars here. Very T-shaped like handlebar setup. Your basic grips here. Mechanical disc brakes, of course. Here's your control pad. So plus and minus power button. Let's not sure what this is. That's miles per hour. Maybe it's cruise control. And then I button, you get odometer, trip, time, power, so you get wattage. And that's about it. I do like the display though. It's got a nice color output to it. Simple but effective, and all the data you need. Now, when it comes to folding e-bike like this, there are a couple ways to fold. So one is right here. You're going to pop up this latch, push that out, and the bike is going to fold in half on this hinge back here. And then over here on the handlebar, so this whole handlebar tilts down. So you're going to pop this out. Here's the hinge here, and it's going to pop down this way. So I'll show you how it looks. So the pedals fold as well, so we can push these in on both sides. And it's going to make the bike about 6 inches wide overall. All right, so let's take out the Rattan LM Ultra for our first test ride here. And by the way, I put this icon here is for cruise control, so we're going to check that out on the ride. Got her fully charged up here. Got the GPS speed on as well. Looks like it's about 1 mile an hour off. So we'll double test that top speed. It's supposed to be 32 miles an hour. You have a very short reach here, so I'm basically right in front of that, almost right on top of that front tire. So it is a kind of a compact feel for you taller riders, guys with longer hands like me. Longer arms, but this bike has some good bones, so definitely need some changes. We'll get into that at the end. So now we're going to do a speed test out the PS levels. I'll do my hill test, climb, and do a downhill run as well, test out the brakes, all that good stuff here on Crisscross. So it is about 45 degrees out right now, so it's on the chilly side for mid-March. And here we go. Decent pickup there off the line, crossing the street. Doesn't have the best torque punch I've seen on an e-bike, so I'm expecting a bit more there from a 1800 watt peak motor. So I want to see what the wattage is. So I set the screen here to show wattage power. Just use the I button to get there. Ooh, chilly. And the first thing I notice is that I'm doing 28 here, and lots of ghost pedaling there. Ooh. So that 14 to 28 2 freewheel needs changing out for sure. In fact, I ordered one, 11 to 28. And I'm going to change my freewheel on this thing. I've also got a couple of pedal strikes already. So this thing is the pedals are pretty low to the ground. So make sure when you're turning, you put that bottom pedal up like this. Otherwise, you're going to scrape that ground here. I'll try and recreate it for you here. Let's see. Couldn't do it there. There it goes. On the left, the right one definitely hit. So I might put some of those thinner folding pedals on, see if I could mitigate that problem. I need to raise the seat post on this thing. I need to get more extension here on my legs, and I probably need to raise the handlebar set as well. So let's do that now here. Raise the handlebar. I'm 6 foot tall, so these T-shaped stems are kind of ugly. I'm going to put a bag in here, I think, just to cover up that T-shape. But let me raise the seat post here. And go up a couple more inches. All right. That's better. All right. So it's starting to feel more like a scooter, though, on this thing. I'm very close to these handlebars here. There's not. I think the reach is like 14.5 inches, according to the website. I'm going to change a lot on this e-bike. We'll get into that over the summer here. This is a bike I'm definitely going to keep because of the battery size. It's hard. I mean, it's hard to find 40 amp hour folding e-bikes on the market. I mean, they're all like 60 amp hours from Walkie and G-Force and Testway and stuff. But in this kind of frame size, it's hard to find batteries at the size of this thing. So, to me, it's a keeper. All right, let's go do our speed test here. On my little racetrack here. All right, we're gonna do a throttle only test first, then we'll do a pedal run. But I'm in PS5. Got the GPS speed up here, so here we go, guys. Watch the screens. Now there's 20. It's about 2 off here. 28 on the bike, 26, 27 on the GPS. There's 28 on the GPS, 31 on the bike. And I'm running out of room here quickly. Let's give that a second try here. On the bike, 26 on GPS, 27 GPS. Come on, 28. Man, couldn't get past 28 there. That's interesting. I wonder why. Let's try pedaling and see what we can do there. Again, a lot of ghost pedaling on this thing, so. All right, 20 already, a little bit faster it felt like there. There's 30 on the bike, 28 on the GPS, 29 GPS, 30 on GPS, 32 on the bike. Okay. My legs are killing me there. Whew. That took some major effort there. I was watching Ben from the Bike Cave. He hit 30 on his flat stretch on the LF version, the step through version, which he got. So shout out to Ben. Just watched your video on this, and I wonder why. Maybe because it's it's in the 40s thing. I got 100% charge, so that's all I got there. Try the PS levels. PS1. We're just doing 9 miles an hour here. PS2, there's a little bump. Ooh, all the way up to 15, wow. So PS1 goes from like 10 to 15 miles an hour pretty quickly. All right, let's go do our hill test. All right, hill test time. This hill has 3 levels to it. This part right here, the second one that's about 10% grade, and then one even steeper, which is about, I think it's like 14 or 15% grade. So I'm just pedaling casually now on this cadence sensor e-bike, doing 14, 15 miles an hour here. Let's see, we're at wides, we're at 550. There's 607 I saw. Well, I'm in PS2, that's why. Up to 5. And now we're at 7 in the 700s in the watts. This thing is cruising, man. I'm at 18 miles an hour already. Here's where the steeper part is, 10% grade. Just casually spinning those wheels. We're at 13. I don't think we'll dip below 12. There's 12.4, 12.1. Okay, 11.6 was the lowest. 11.6. Now let's try that really steep hill. We'll do throttle only on that one. Motorcycle over. Test out the brakes there. You gotta grip these brakes, they're not hydraulics, but All right, here we go. Can this 1,000 watt motor climb this really steep hill? Okay, it's struggling. The power wattage is only from the 400s. Why isn't it higher? We're doing 4 miles an hour here. Wow. Up this really steep hill. Okay, that's a bit shocking to me. So it's only giving me like 500 watts. I didn't even break like 600 watts there, which is kind of weird. It was really struggling there on this steep uphill. So 4 miles an hour is pretty. I would expect it better out of a 1,000 watt motor there. So I don't know what to tell you there. I mean, it did fine up my normal hill, but that one, no good. There's another hill up here. Let's try this throttle and do a downhill run at that. Peaking at 700 watts. 21 miles an hour. 19, 17, 15. Throttle only. 13. Yeah, no problem on that one. Moderate hills, it's great. Something really steep. May struggle a little bit there. All right, Ben hit like 37, I think, on his downhill. So we're gonna try and top that here. Normally I coast on these, but actually I'm gonna wait till we get to the second part of this downhill before I turn that speed on, because all right, here. Oh man, it's cold. Not limited here, so we're at 33, 34, 36, 37 there, 34 on the GPS. Hit those brakes. Oh man. Oh, oof. That was chilly. Let's test out cruise control here. Just gonna hit it. Okay, it's on. Let's drop it down to this. Whoop, got a car coming. PS2. Let go. Okay, there, it's in cruise control now. And PS2 doing about 17 miles an hour here. You can do cruise control up a hill. Let's see how it's going to struggle a little bit though. But this wattage is only doing, it's 581 now. Okay, now it's 600. I'm trying to, so it's doing all the way up the hill here, cruise control. And it's not breaking 700 watts. So that's kind of when you bump it up to 5, what happens? There's 702, 22. Let's bring the hill over here. 607, 575, 576. Yeah, coming nowhere near 1800 watts for some reason. Whatever that reason is, I'm not sure. Rattan, let me know what's going on with that there. Let's try this again. Coming. We got 29, 30, 31, 32, 30 on GPS. All right, no one's coming. 31 on GPS. All right, finally hit it there. There's 31 again. Ooh, 33. All right, it's better on this stretch of road here. All right, so let's wrap up this Rattan LM Ultra. So first of all, let's talk about my likes and dislikes. We'll go to the likes first. Couple great things. Of course, the battery, 40 amp hours. This thing should get, let's see here. So my test weight 60 amp hour, goes 100 on throttle only. With 40 here, it's about 2/3. So I expect about 60 miles an hour, 60 miles total on the throttle there. And with pedaling, they say 120. I would say, yeah, that's definitely doable here. Of course, the mag wheels, it folds, and the speed. I was able to hit 30, 31, 32 there with throttle, which is awesome. And so, nice job. So it has some good bones to it, right? But kind of all the other stuff here is kind of cheap or needs replacing. So first of all, the pedal scrapes, I mean, it happened at least 5 times today just riding this thing. And they're you can see how low they are to the ground here. It's maybe 3 inches tops. So that's kind of a negative. I don't like seats on my e-bike, so that's coming off. The brakes, of course, mechanical disc brakes. I am much more used to hydraulic brakes now. So the fact that they didn't put hydraulics on there, I kind of hate that. They have the calipers, but not the brakes. And that to me is definitely a disadvantage. So I want to change these out. They should be pretty easy to change out because you can see here, this bike is pretty open here. There's no hidden wires here. Everything goes through. Like this is the electronic stuff, but here's the first brake cable, and then this is the second one, I believe. Yeah. So putting hydraulics on there should be pretty easy when it comes to replacing those. The gearing, of course, so that 14 to 28 tooth needs to come out. And I ordered an 11 to 28 to replace that there. And probably need a better C-post. I was sliding a bit on this a little bit. This is pretty smooth. And it's kind of, it feels a little flimsy with that flip up top there. So I may replace that. But other than that, I mean, the looks are awesome. I love those mag wheels. Wish it came in army green still, like they had the original one. But, you know, for $13.99, that's a pretty good price for this battery here. And I think they should sell well, in my opinion. Again, it's hard to find a folding e-bike. You could actually fold it. I mean, I had no problem folding this thing compared to the other 60 amp hour e-bikes I've had, like the Testway. So I think from that perspective as well, it's much easier to travel with and fold up and store and stuff. So that T-shaped handlebar, I don't know. I think I might change that out, but you know, it is pretty long, and you got plenty of space up here for accessories, so that's not a bad thing. It doesn't look that bad overall. Again, I put a bag in here; it'll cover it up, and you can swap some of that stuff out. I wish somebody made like almost like a V-shaped screen here for these T-shaped things that you could put in here. Maybe have some pockets in it, things like that. That would be nice there, almost like a sail. But all right, there's your Rattan LM Ultra. Again, comes in step through as well in the red. I'll put a link in the description. Check it out. If you like it, buy it. I'll see you next time on Crisscrossed. I'm out.